What kind of person is Chuck Judson? Chuck is the kind of guy that will do anything for you.
Chuck is very, very willing to help anybody out with anything.
Well, I think what's really so amazing about Chuck is his remarkable service to this community.
It makes him invaluable as a resource for this community.
He really cares about people, cares about his faith, his family, and his community.
You know that if Chuck gives you an opinion on something, it's going to be in the best interest of all involved.
So many people don't get to see the things that their dad does outside of the household as impacting people, and I've seen him impact my family as well as the rest of the community.
I think he's a very selfless person with his time.
Chuck is one of the most positive, can-do people that I know. He sees a problem and he figures out a way to solve it. He brings a whole array of skills to the table that are kind of unusual. He's very logical. He's got a lot of hands-on experience, but he's also got incredible emotional intelligence about people.
The real heroes in Traverse City are the people that we see on a daily basis who are working with Safe Harbor, working with community outreach programs, food pantries. I think of the people who take in foster children and do it year after year, and try and really make a difference on a one-on-one basis in people's lives. Those are the people I think that make this community great.
Chuck's an amazing person because he seems to be perpetually positive. He's dealt with really complex issues, complicated issues. He still remains positive and he still tries to figure out how to make it work for everyone.
Getting involved in the community was a way of expanding your network, of knowing people and just being aware of what was happening. And I think having a context of what's going on in the community comes from being involved. The neat thing about this community is that things are done in the open. At public meetings, there's diverse opinion given. There's lots of argument that goes on. But in the end, we come to a consensus and we move forward. We've got different perspectives and different points of view, but if we can create a forum where we can share those and not personalize it, but actually take the best of all those thoughts, we're going to grow in a very successful way in Traverse City.
Sincerely believes that you need to give back to the community that you live in, and he's done that in spades.
Everybody would say, "Are you going to be a lawyer just like your dad?" And I would say, absolutely not. But as I've grown up and been able to come back as an adult, I see all the wonderful things that he's done and who he is, and I would love to be just like my dad.
The family is really honored that Chuck is receiving the award this year, and we're just honored to be part of that group that has been recognized.
My wife, Sue, is my biggest fan. I can't think of a single circumstance in terms of my professional or personal life where she hasn't been in my corner saying, "You can do this, and you'd be great at that."
He never comes home on time, but he always comes home.
He always serves the greater good before he thinks about, well, how's this going to benefit me? How's this going to benefit my organization?
I think part of the reason sometimes that we feel conflict in this community is because there's so much passion about making sure that it's always one of the best places to live in the world.
He makes people feel good. He makes people feel smart. He helps people arrive at ideas and makes you really feel like it was your idea and you arrived there all by yourself.
If I had one word to describe my husband, I would say unique.
He does everything with love, and I think that me and my sister, Allie, both would say that he is love.
I would say the one that stands out to me is competitive.
He communicates well, and even more importantly, I think he listens well.
Chuck is a can-do person. He finds the win-win in everything.
The word that I would use to describe Chuck is faithfulness. I see it over and over again.
In my opinion, the Chamber of Commerce in Traverse City is not only one of the top organizations in our community, but it's definitely a top organization in the state.
Everything that he is available to him, he's willing to give to help.
I can't think of a more worthy recipient for this award than Chuck Judson. He is kind of an unsung hero. He's been behind the scenes in just about everything major that's happened in our community, downtown, at the Cherry Festival, at NMC, at the airport.
He is all that I aspire to be.
I think it's a very unique community.
Men, you know, the sexiest thing you can do is take your wife to church. And Chuck's a very sexy man.
This is the Distinguished Service Award, and Chuck distinguishes himself daily.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the chamber stage last year's DSA award winner, Susie Janis, to present the 2015 Distinguished Service Award to Chuck Judson.